English mistakes you don't know you're making. Hey there, lovely learners. In today's episode of English 101, we're going to uncover some of the most common English mistakes that even intermediate speakers make, often without realizing it. These mistakes might seem small, but they can seriously affect your fluency and confidence. So, let's fix them together in a friendly and easy way. Grab your notebook, and let's dive in. Many English learners often say, "I'm agree," instead of "I agree." This might sound like a small mistake, but native speakers notice it immediately. The verb agree doesn't need am or is before it. It's not an adjective, it's an action. Just say, "I agree," and you're already sounding better. Another common issue is using too much with countable nouns. For example, saying too much apples is incorrect. Apples is a countable noun, so you should say too many apples. The phrase too much is for uncountable nouns like water or sugar. Many learners also confuse fun and funny. Fun means something is enjoyable. Funny means something makes you laugh. So if you say, "The party was very funny," people might think something strange happened there. Instead, say, "The party was fun." Similarly, interested and interesting are often mixed up. "I am interested in books" means you find books fascinating. "Books are interesting" means the books have interesting qualities. The word actually is another trap. Many students use it too much or use it incorrectly. It means, in fact, not currently. So, actually, "I'm learning English" is fine, but don't say, "I'm actually working on a project now," when you mean currently. Pronunciation mistakes also happen all the time. One of the most common is pronouncing the ed ending wrong. For example, in watched, the ed is pronounced like T. In played, it's pronounced like D. In wanted, it's pronounced like ed. Knowing these small differences helps your speech sound smoother. Another mistake is saying he do instead of he does. Third-person singular verbs always add s or change form, so it's he does his homework, not he do. Articles are tricky too. Students often forget to say a or the. For example, "I saw a movie" should be "I saw a movie." Omitting articles makes sentences feel incomplete. Prepositions are another big area of confusion. People say married with instead of married to, or good in instead of good at. These sound odd to native ears. A very frequent mistake is saying "I have 25 years" instead of "I am 25 years old." In English, age is expressed with the verb to be, not to have. So always say, "I am 25. There's also confusion between say and tell. Remember, you say something, but tell someone something. You say, "She said she was tired," and "She told me she was tired." Some learners say, "I very like it," but that's incorrect. Very doesn't go with verbs like that. Say "I really like it" instead. Similarly, learners use because of and because interchangeably, which isn't correct. Because is followed by a subject and a verb. "I stayed home because it was raining." Because of is followed by a noun. "I stayed home because of the rain." Another subtle mistake is saying more better or more easier. These are double comparatives and not correct. Just say better or easier. No need to add more. Then there's the confusion with lend and borrow. If you give someone money, you lend it. If you take money from someone, you borrow it. So don't say, "Can you borrow me your pen?" Say, "Can you lend me your pen?" Many students also say, "I didn't went," which is wrong. With did, always use the base form of the verb, I didn't go. A similar issue is, I was slept, instead of I was sleeping, or I slept. These passive forms confuse many learners. The same goes for he is wake up. It should be he is waking up, or he wakes up. People sometimes say, she very beautiful, which is wrong. You need a verb there. It should be, she is very beautiful. Others say, I am agree, which we already corrected. But they also say, I am tired very much. The correct version is, I am very tired. English word order is important. Saying, I like very much pizza sounds strange. The correct form is, I like pizza very much. Many learners also forget plural forms. Saying, I have two cat, instead of two cats, sounds unnatural. Never forget that S at the end. Students often write advices, but advice is uncountable. Say, some advice, or a piece of advice, never advices. The word people is already plural, so don't say peoples unless talking about different ethnic groups. So, there were many people at the concert is correct. Sometimes learners say in the moment when they mean at the moment. These phrases have different meanings. At the moment means right now. I'm busy at the moment. In the moment means being mentally present. She lives in the moment. There's also confusion between who and whom. While this is a more advanced issue, remember, who is the subject and whom is the object. For example, who called you? But to whom did you speak? In casual speech, most people just use who, but knowing the difference adds polish. Another common error is overusing very. Instead of saying very good, try excellent. Instead of very bad, say terrible. Expanding your vocabulary makes your speech more natural and colorful. The same goes for thing. Try replacing it with item, object, tool, device, or another precise word. Don't say, I bought a thing from the store. Be specific. A frequent grammar issue is forgetting subject-verb agreement. For example, they goes to school is incorrect. It should be, they go to school. Likewise, she have a car should be, she has a car. These small errors stand out, especially in formal situations. Pronouncing silent letters can also be tricky. Knife has a silent K. Island has a silent S. Words like receipt and debt also hide their true sounds. Listening carefully and repeating what you hear can help correct these. Some students confuse less and fewer. Use fewer with countable nouns. Fewer books, fewer students. Use less with uncountable nouns. Less water, less time. Misusing them sounds awkward to native speakers. Another issue is double negatives. Phrases like, I don't need no help are grammatically wrong in English. Say, I don't need any help instead. Double negatives are common in some dialects, but not standard English. Many learners say, I look forward to meet you instead of meeting you. After look forward to, use the ing form, I look forward to seeing you. The same rule applies to used to. When talking about past habits, say, I used to go jogging. When expressing familiarity, say, I'm used to waking up early. Mixing these up causes confusion. Students also say, more fast, instead of faster. Remember, many adjectives have irregular comparative forms. Fast, faster, good, better, bad, worse. Avoid adding more before them. Some people say, it depends of, instead of, it depends on. The correct preposition here is on. Prepositions often seem random, but with enough exposure, they become natural. Reading and listening helps a lot. Don't just memorize. Notice them in real contexts. Another mix-up is using job and work incorrectly. Job is a specific position. I have a job at the bank. Work is the activity. I have a lot of work today. Saying I have a work is incorrect. You can say a piece of work, but not a work. Similarly, home and house are not the same. House is the building. Home is where you live and feel a sense of belonging. Saying I'm going to house sounds wrong. Say I'm going home. People also say close the light instead of turn off the light. Close is for doors and windows, not lights. And saying make a photo is incorrect. It should be take a photo. These small expressions add up to more fluent communication. Vocabulary confusion also happens with false friends, words that look similar in your native language but mean something different in English. For example, actual in English means real, not current. So, actual problem means the real problem, not the current one. Similarly, sensible in English means reasonable, not sensitive. Paying attention to these false friends can prevent embarrassing mistakes. Another trap is using the wrong tense. Many learners say, I am going to school yesterday. But past events require past tense. I went to school yesterday. Tense consistency is key to clear storytelling. Don't jump between tenses unless you have a reason. A subtle mistake is saying, more people is coming. Even if people seems like one group, it's still plural. Say, more people are coming. The same goes for, there's many options. You should say, there are many options. Use there is only with singular nouns. One more common issue is forgetting to use do in questions. You like pizza? Should be, do you like pizza? And for past, did you enjoy the movie? Not, you enjoyed the movie? Mastering question structure helps conversations flow naturally. One habit that causes many mistakes is direct translation from your native language. While it can help in the beginning, over time, it leads to unnatural expressions. For example, some learners translate idioms literally, resulting in strange phrases like, pulling my leg hurts, when they mean, you're joking. Learn idiomatic expressions in English as they are. Use them in context. Are you pulling my leg? Means, are you kidding me? Another frequent issue is saying, I'm boring, when you mean, I'm bored. Remember, boring describes something that causes boredom, while bored is how you feel. So if you say, I'm boring, you're telling people you're not interesting. Pronunciation errors can also change the meaning of what you're trying to say. Words like sheet and seat need careful pronunciation because they sound close to inappropriate words. Practice with native audio and try mimicking. Record yourself and compare. English stress patterns also matter. For example, record as a noun is stressed on the first syllable. Record. As a verb, it's record. Misplacing stress can confuse listeners. Another subtle error is adding S to uncountable nouns like informations or advices. In English, we don't say informations. Use information and advice as uncountable. Some information, a piece of advice. Many learners also overuse because. While it's a useful word, using a variety of linking phrases like since, as, due to, or in order to can make your English sound more advanced. Instead of saying, I didn't go because I was tired, try, I stayed home due to exhaustion. Similarly, the word so is overused. Instead of, it was raining, so I stayed home, try, it was raining, therefore, I stayed home. Developing a range of transition words elevates your writing and speaking. Another frequent problem is forgetting the article a or the. Say, I saw a cat, or the sun is bright. Omitting these makes your speech sound unnatural. Practice using them regularly. A tricky pair is say versus tell. We say something, but we tell someone something. For example, she said it was late, but she told me it was late. This distinction is small but important. Similarly, speak and talk are close, but not always interchangeable. We usually talk to someone, but speak with sounds more formal. Over time, you'll get a feel for these differences. Common phrases like, he made a mistake, are fine, but avoid odd versions like, he did a mistake. Make goes with mistake, choice, effort, etc., while do goes with homework, business, work. These collocations are best learned by exposure. Students often make the mistake of saying, I have 25 years, when they mean I am 25 years old. This is a direct translation from many languages, but incorrect in English. Remember, age is expressed with to be. I am 25, not I have 25. The same goes for saying I am agree instead of I agree. Agree is a verb. We don't need am before it. These are small but frequent errors. Also, when using if in conditional sentences, be careful with tenses. For example, if I would have studied, I would have passed is incorrect. It should be, if I had studied, I would have passed. Another error is placing adverbs incorrectly. Saying, I always am late is not natural. Say, I am always late. The position of words like always, usually, never, and often matters in English. Pay attention to their position in native conversations. Learners also confuse the use of to and very. To means more than necessary, often negative. It's too hot. Very just emphasizes, it's very hot. Don't say too good unless you mean it's suspicious or overly good in a bad way. Idioms and phrasal verbs are another common challenge. For example, give up doesn't mean to give something to someone. It means to stop trying. Learn these in chunks with their full meanings. Then there's the use of each and every. Each refers to individual items. Each student got a book. Every means all of a group. Every student passed the test. They are close, but the difference matters in writing. Also, using some and any can be confusing. Some is used in positive sentences. I have some apples. Any is used in negative in questions. Do you have any apples? These words seem small but carry meaning. Another tricky point is the passive voice. Saying the cake was eaten instead of someone ate the cake changes the focus. Passive is common in formal English, especially in writing, so knowing how to use it correctly is helpful. Learners sometimes confuse borrow and lend. Remember, borrow is to receive, lend is to give. You borrow a book from the library. The library lends you the book. Saying, can you borrow me your pen is incorrect. It should be, can you lend me your pen? It's a small but important distinction. Prepositions after certain words are also challenging. We say, interested in, good at, afraid of. These pairings don't always follow logic but must be memorized. Practice with real sentences. I'm good at drawing. She's afraid of spiders. Modal verbs are also tricky. Should, must, have to, and might all express different degrees of obligation or possibility. Saying you must to go is incorrect. Just say you must go. Similarly, don't say he can to swim. Just say he can swim. Modal verbs are followed by the base verb. Misusing them makes your English sound awkward. Another issue is incorrect question formation. Instead of saying why you are late, You should say, "Why are you late?" English questions often require inversion between subject and verb. This takes practice but is essential for natural speaking. Tense consistency is another area where many learners stumble. For example, saying, "Yesterday I go to the market," mixes past and present. The correct form is, "Yesterday I went to the market." Always align your verbs with the correct time reference. Another subtle mistake is overusing the continuous tense. Saying, "I am knowing the answer," is incorrect. Know is a stative verb and doesn't take continuous form. Learn which verbs don't usually appear in the ing form. Like, love, hate, know, believe, need, want. Mastering these rules adds fluency and credibility to your speech. False friends are also common traps. These are words that look similar in your language but mean something different in English. For example, actual in English means real, not current. So saying, "my actual job," when you mean "my current job," leads to confusion. Always verify the meaning, not just the appearance. Plural forms of irregular nouns are another stumbling block. Words like child become children, not childs. Person becomes people, not persons. These exceptions must be memorized since they don't follow normal patterns. Sentence fragments can be a problem too. Sometimes learners say, "because I was tired," and stop there. That's a dependent clause. It needs a main clause to complete the thought. Say, "I didn't go out because I was tired." Always check that your sentences are complete and make sense on their own. Another subtle issue is the misuse of reflexive pronouns. Saying "I enjoyed myself" is correct, but "I enjoyed" alone sounds incomplete in some contexts. However, don't say, "he told to myself," instead of, "he told me." Reflexive pronouns are only used when the subject and object are the same. Word order in English is strict compared to many other languages. Saying, "I only speak English" is different from, "only I speak English." The first means that English is the only language you speak. The second means that no one else but you speaks English. Misplacing "only" can drastically change the meaning. Similarly, adjectives go before the noun. A red car, not a car red. Misordering these makes your sentence sound like a direct translation from another language. The last area where many learners go wrong is not self-correcting. It's okay to make mistakes, but learning comes from noticing and correcting them. Don't just repeat the same error because no one pointed it out. Use grammar checkers, language exchange partners, or teachers to help identify your weak areas. The goal is not perfection, but improvement. Remember, mistakes are not your enemy, they are your guide. The key is to be aware of them, study why they happen, and actively work to fix them. Every time you correct yourself, you're training your brain to think in English. Every time you learn the right way, you get one step closer to fluency. So embrace the mistakes, but don't let them stay. Learn, grow, and keep going. Your English will thank you.